motivation is crap, and I'm gonna go into why that is. And oh boy, this will be interesting, because let's see how people take this one, because there's a lot of people that want motivation. I remember, most of my life I grew up wanting motivation, so I don't blame anyone. And obviously I can always just share my context, but unless you see it for yourself, it's just knowledge and information. But unless you apply it and understand for yourself, then none of it is gonna matter, right? What I say. So I made a post on Facebook and I just said motivation is crap. And I got a bunch of responses on it. Most people agreed, some people gave cool perspectives, and some people were like, okay, what do you mean by that? Give more context. So this is me giving more context. Also, if you don't have me on social media, just follow me on Facebook, Instagram. You can message me. It's all in the description. So motivation, what is motivation? Because, well, let's go back. Like, the reason I even questioned that in the first place, motivation, was because, I would watch a lot of motivation videos. I would go to different events, seminars. Someone would say something. Doesn't matter. There's always a way where I would get motivated. But virtually within a day, sometimes hours, the motivation would just fade away. And as soon as the motivation would go away, then I didn't want to do anything, right? And so it took me a while to realize of like, okay, if I just keep going based on motivation and only do things only when I feel motivated, then I'm not going to build anything. I'm not going to get anything done. Like, imagine if your heart, the heart in your body that pumps blood, imagine if it went based on motivation, but then imagine if it didn't pump blood on days that it didn't feel motivated. What would happen to you? Pretty sure everyone knows the answer to that, right? So you have to ask yourself, why do you even want motivation in the first place? And I'll share with you the points that made sense to me based on this work. Because for me, building businesses, having relationships, all this stuff, there's times where it's like not only not motivating, but like you're depressed. Like, I'm really depressed, but it's like, if I just stop, then nothing will grow. And also look at it like, people, let's say you work at McDonald's, right? Or someone who works at McDonald's. Doesn't matter how depressed you are or how bad you feel, as long as you do the activity, McDonald's makes more money. But that's the problem. You always work for other people and make other people rich, regardless of how you feel and how you don't want to get up that day to go to work, and you almost are falling asleep at work and whatnot. But you still show up, you still do the work regardless of how you feel. You're not motivated at all. Like, if you work at McDonald's or anything close to that thing. I work at a place called Salada, and it's like very fast paced. It's kind of like Chipotle, but like salad bar. There's a lot of people and it's always moving. And each time I hated working there. I had zero motivation. But guess what? Based on my activity, the company would be making thousands of dollars a day. But problem is, when it comes to you doing the work for yourself and making your dreams come true, then you need motivation. Isn't that funny? Let me see, where do I have to go? Okay, I don't want to get lost. All right. So think about it this way. Let's say you wanted to work out, okay? And I remember all my life I always tried to work out, but I will always work out only if I felt motivated, right? But think about it this way. Why do you need motivation to, let's say, work out? Obviously, you can connect this to anything. Build a business, relationships, all that, right? So I was looking at it of like, okay, let's say I had a trainer, the most advanced trainer ever. He knows everything he tells me. If I apply it to the T, I will get the result, 100% guarantee, no doubt, right? And so he sits down, he studies how my body is, what is my body type, what is my blood type, what am I allergic to, what is this, what is that, what's my fat percentage, all that, what's my BMI, body mass index, all this stuff. And he writes out the perfect plan for me for the next month. He writes out everything from my workouts, how many times a week I need to work out, because he knows what my work is, what my job is. He knows how many hours I work. He knows when I'm tired, when I'm not tired. He knows when I can push through the tiredness. So based on all this context he has of me, he writes me the perfect plan, right? Meaning, I know exactly what to eat before I work out. I know exactly what to eat after. I know how much. He puts everything in containers, so all I need to do is just pull it out and eat. I don't even have to figure out how to make the food or what food to make, any of that. In terms of working out, I just show up on the days he gave me the plan. I show up and I just do the exercises that he told me to do. Think about it, if that was the case, would you even need motivation by that point? I guarantee you, if you had clarity to that level, you will feel motivated all the time based on what you think motivation is, right? So the point is, it's not that you need motivation, it's that you need clarity. That's the word. And if you don't have clarity, then that's when you want motivation. But guess what? Because you're not clear, the motivation goes away anywhere, because doubt comes in, doubt creeps in, and doubt doesn't matter how much motivation you have, as long as you're not clear, the doubt will fuck you up. It's the best way to put it. So that's why I said motivation is crap, because besides feelings and emotions, motivation is nothing else. But you can't build a business based on motivation. You can't get a six-pack on your body based on motivation. You can't get into a best relationship, create a best relationship based on motivation. Because guess what? Motivation equals seasons. And seasons are always changing. It's not always summer, and it's not always winter. There's different seasons, and based on where you're from. I mean, I'm in Houston, so most of the time it feels like it's summer here, but I grew up in Iran, and over there you have 4 seasons. So every 3 months, it's like the weather changes a little bit, and it's never the same. Even in Houston, where most of the year is the same, it's still not the same. There's some months where it's like cold. Most of the trees don't have any leaves on them, right? And that's motivation. It's that season that keeps changing, but you think that you can only grow and you can only change when it's summer. And now realize that when winter comes and you don't do the activity, then you lose all your progress until summer comes back up. And that's why I said motivation is crap, because if you go based on motivation, you'll never get anything done, right? So I'll leave it at that, because I just got to my meeting. But I'm meeting this guy who owns a, I think, podcast studio or something. He's from the Chamber of Commerce too. He used to go to Chamber, but I'm meeting him. I met him online and wanted to meet up, so we'll see how that goes. But you see, I don't have motivation to meet with this guy, but I meet because I know, who knows, maybe we could do something. Maybe I could support him in something, right? Win-win. But yeah, so there you go. Leave in the comments the word motivation if you saw all the way. I actually leave the word clarity if you watched it this far. And then also comment what you got out of this video, and any points you agree, any points you disagree. Share all of that in the comments. I'll be happy to chat with you in there. But yeah, and if you resonate or you want to reach out one-on-one directly, you can hit me up on Facebook or anything. But all right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.